How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the XenoReel podcast. Today, we got a couple guests, some friends of mine from back in the day. We have my friend Sergio, who's going to be discussing some powerlifting, and a friend named Edgar, who is going to be helping me with future video projects on XenoReel, as well as his Instagram page. We'll be talking about that. And we have Jay, the co-host here. We now have a Patreon page, so if you're looking for a place to support our podcast, you can do so at patreon.com/XenoReel. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's get this show on the road.
3, 2, 1. You know what? Actually, I just thought of something.
What the fuck are you gonna...
Well, I'll probably just record the first part and throw it in later, so that way we don't have to do it now. So we could literally just start talking now.
True. We can just do it at the end. Use everyone.
How's it going? Welcome.
Oh,
I'm keeping all that in. All right.
Okay.
Welcome to it's episode 3, right? I think it's episode 3.
yes.
Episode 3 of the XenoReel podcast. It's more laid back.
Right.
We're doing this later in the night. We got 2 guests here today. We got 2 friends from school. I've known them for majority of my life. I got Sergio, who's going to be talking about some fantastic work he's doing at the gym, pumping iron. That was terrible. How do you do an
iron?
Yeah, there you go. That's good. And then we got Edgar.
Yeah.
Who's here chilling. We'll talk about his stuff later on. He does some fantastic Instagram work for himself. And yeah. And then we got Jay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then
In the back of the bus. Yeah.
and then there's
Wow.
Jay.
All right.
Oh. It's gonna be one of those days. Yeah, man. Take it away.
Sergio, how did you get into this weightlifting gig, bro? Let me know. How the fuck what made you become a weightlifter, bro? Let me know.
I think it started with YouTube, watching fitness Instagram or just fitness YouTubers. We got Bart Kwan, who's Barbell Grade.
Oh, right, from JK News or whatever.
Yeah,
Fucks with him.
yeah. And then I was in my last year. Well, I started in freshman year. There was a weightlifting class that was taught at my gym in college. I signed up with a friend. We learned the basic movements. We did squat, bench, and power cleans. That I think the guy also did he taught martial arts at some other school downtown.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how I started. I took a semester, trained here and there in college, and then towards the end, I was I'm gonna take this seriously. I'm gonna go find a powerlifting gym in town. So I went online, looked up powerlifting gym in Portland, and then that's how I found my gym. I walked up after class one day. It took fucking forever because of traffic. And then I went inside. I asked, hey, you guys doing lessons? Because I went on their website and saw that they had group classes and one-on-one and a beginner powerlifting class. And I asked about that, but they said, oh, we don't really do those anymore. He's we do more of group classes. So I signed up with the trainer there, and that's how I got into powerlifting. I did my first meet 3 months in, 4 months in. I did my gym puts on a powerlifting meet every year in November. Did that one, and then a year or so later I started Strongman because my coach was also a Strongman competitor.
Did you do that at the school as well?
No, I did not. That wasn't in. I didn't really think I'd become a Strongman competitor until I saw what it was, because I didn't. Because a lot of people when they talk about strongman, they're like, oh yeah, I used to watch it all the time on ESPN or whatever when I was a kid, because that sport has been on since like the 70s or like late 70s, early 80s, somewhere around there.
A long time.
Yeah. So it was really cool to like meet all those people. And then my gym has its like they call it the strongman corner, because it's like in the corner of the gym. They have all the cool strongman toys. They got the Atlas stones. They got the yoke. They got the log lift. So it's a lot of fun.
How heavy is the Atlas stone?
There's different weights. So like the lightest one at my gym is only like 77 pounds, and the heaviest goes up to like 320 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
So when you do the Atlas stones, do you guys do them like in a row? Because I've seen them in competitions. Like they'll start out like either light and they'll go to heavy, or they'll just all be the same size, and like you have to pick them up and put them on the rack. Do you do that?
I haven't done a lot of that. I know I usually just, because I haven't had a competition with it, so I just train the movement. So I'd like pick it up and put it on the stand for it. And usually what they do is they'll do they'll do a series. They'll do a light stone like really high up, and then they'll start gradually decreasing the height of the stand, but they'll also increase the weight. So like maybe they'll start at like 300 or something, or 200 something, but it's going to be really tall. It's going to be like 5 something for the stand, 5 foot something. And then it'll slowly start decreasing in height, but the stone's going to maybe go up to like 400 something.
Okay. And do you what was the other lift? Or it's not a lift, but it's the I forgot what it's called. You said it earlier. It's the rack, like you hold on your shoulders and then you like run with it.
Oh, the yoke.
The yoke, yeah. Do you do that often as well?
Not often. I did do it for the competition that I was at, that I did here in town. It was I think it was supposed to be like 530, 540 pounds, and then I think day of they're like, oh, we're gonna increase the weight, and it ended up being like 560.
Oh damn!
There is that guy I watch, Brian Shaw on YouTube, and he's pretty quick with a yoke for being like how big he is.
Yeah, I think he has like maybe the world record for it, like the most amount of weight.
Oh, most amount of weight.
Yeah, like at man, I can't remember what it was. He was like, it's a couple of like 1,000, 1,100 pounds, somewhere around there is what he's at.
Wow.
So it's probably because he's so wide, his hips are so wide that he's like super stable, and that's why he's able to like walk with it.
He's like a living Hercules. Like he's enormous.
He's gigantic. He's like almost 7 feet tall and weighs like almost 500 pounds.
Oh my gosh. Just every time I think about that, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah, and it's mostly muscle. It's like, I mean, he has this amount of fat, but it's like a lot of it is muscle. Like, I'm sure he has to deal with like sleep apnea, like all these other guys that also do strongman.
I can imagine.
Because you get so big, your muscles are so dense, like you're just lying down and your own muscles crushing you.
Ugh. You have to use like that breather, like what is it called? The sleep apnea mask thing.
Oh, sleep apnea mask. Okay.
I forgot what those are actually called.
I don't remember what they're called either, but it's it like creates either positive or negative pressure in your mouth or whatever. So you can only breathe. Or is it through your nose? I can't recall.
Isn't it both? Because my grandpa uses one, and it goes over the mouth and the nose.
I think maybe, but I can't. I did one I think one time, but they like blocked out my nose, and I think you're supposed to breathe through your mouth, or I don't remember what it was. Might have been the other way. It might have been just through the nose and not through the mouth.
Gotcha.
But I'm sure it's like there's probably like more like the one your grandpa uses, that it has like both mouth and nose, so you don't have to like keep one closed.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that. That's so scuffed. Sorry to interrupt you. We had someone join our call because we're not in our usual calling Discord, and I removed him from the group.
I messaged him.
Oh, my bad.
Anyways, so what, like, how far are you wanting to go with powerlifting? You were telling me when we went out to lunch the other day that you were wanting to do like a competition. Where you want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure. I think right now my lifts aren't like nowhere near like advanced level. It's more like just a beginner. So I've only gotten to up to like a 370 or a 370 pound squats, like 170 kilo, a 120 bench kilo, and a 190 kilo deadlift. And that only totals up like 480 kilo. And to be like, I want to get to the point where I can like do like a 300 plus bench, like a 500 plus squat, and maybe like a 600-pound deadlift. If I could get to that level, I'd be like a little bit more competitive, especially here in town. But to be like competitive, like on a national level, I think it's like around like 1,800 pounds as your total for 120 kilo plus powerlifter male. So it's like really high. I'm still years away from that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'd like to like get to the point where I could like be competitive on the regional level, because they also have competitions that are regionally, like your like Pacific Northwest area, and then like West Coast, East Coast. I think I'm not quite sure like Midwest. So they split it up, so they have the bigger competition pool. So I think if I could get to like a regional competitive level in like the next 2 years, I think that'd be my goal.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think like all sports and activities, like the more time you put into it, the better you'll get.
Yeah, and it's like a weird sport, right? Because like some sports you can take longer breaks, but for like powerlifting, it's like you take like 2 weeks and you lose like a significant portion of your strength. So
Now,
you
like,
kind of have to be like super consistent with it.
another thing that's like super important with strongman, are you gonna do the diet, like all the calorie intake, or?
I mean, if I ever got to the point where I had like a significant, because like those guys have like a lot of muscle, right? And they're like working out like every single day, hours on end. So I'm at an amateur level, so I don't think I would ever need, like, if I wanted to become like a professional or something, or at least
I mean, you
compete like
probably wouldn't
really
need
really
like
well.
a crazy like 10,000 calorie a day diet, but I mean, even on an
I mean,
amateur
probably.
level, have you thought about changing your
I mean, I
diet at
think I'd
all?
want to like. There's like this thing for in the fitness industry, like recomp. It's just like you eat the same amount of calories or maybe a little bit less than your maintenance to maintain your body weight, but you're slowly increasing the amount of exercise you do, and then you're going to increase the muscle on your body and replace the fat. And I think it works more, at least I think what the research says, it works with beginners. So if I can do that, because I know a lot of bodybuilders, what they'll do is they'll diet down for a while. They'll do it's what's called a cut, and then they'll get to a certain body weight that they want to be at. And then if they want to put on more muscle, they'll start eating more. So it's called a bulk. So they'll eat like a surplus amount of calories for a while. Then they'll cut, they'll bulk, they'll cut. They'll just keep cycling that until it's like, maybe not a lot of people will get there, but to like their genetic limit. Because a lot of people end up giving up after a while, or they reach a point that they're satisfied with how they look,
Mm-hmm.
or they like say like one cycle of like a cut and bulk, they'll like focus on one body part. So they'll like oh, I want to get my biceps bigger or something, or whatever bodybuilders do. They're like, oh, I want my triceps to be bigger, or my back. I need my back's like a lot of them are like, oh, my back's deficient. I need to get a bigger back. So a lot of them will like focus on certain body parts, and then they'll bulk, train that, and then they'll cut, and then they'll assess. They'll keep assessing, and then like, all right, I want more, I want less, I want more. So I don't know if I would ever want to do that, but I think I'd like to like um maybe diet down a little bit, get into the 200,
Mm-hmm.
get to like 250 if I can.
Yeah,
Because I know a lot of the amateur um like novice level strongman. Heavyweight cuts off at like 231, so I'd still be a heavyweight competitor. But I think I'd like to replace a lot of the fat that I have with muscle rather than keeping the fat, while also getting stronger. Because I'm still getting stronger at the body weight that I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe do that for a while, and if I ever like plateau, I guess I could cut down the body weight and then have a higher, like in powerlifting, it's called a Wilks. So it's like it's a way to standardize for like body weight, age, and gender, and how to compare other powerlifters against you. My Wilks right now is like a 330 or something, and it's just like a number. And then the once like elite level lifters are like 400 plus for like nearing 500. So maybe if I could get to that, I'd be satisfied.
How long do you think that would take you at like the pace you're going right now?
I don't necessarily know, because I'm still so new to it, and I'm like training. I'm not. There's like the whole mentality.
This is your
in
first
gyms.
year, you said, right?
This is like, it's past my first year, so I'm like in my second year now.
Okay.
Oh, second year.
Your mic's doing that thing again.
You just like sound like a robot. But yeah, it's like my second year. I've been trying to. I don't know. I don't max out
Better.
often. Yeah, that's better. I don't max out. Like a lot of people will like max out today, max out the next day, max out. I don't tend to do that since I have my coach. She'll like program me my like peaking cycle, and then for like a competition, like right now, I finally decided to do the Oregon State championship competition here in Portland. And that one right now, I have 8 weeks of prep for that.
8 weeks, damn.
Yeah, a lot of people do like, a lot of them will do like 12 weeks, maybe 16-week preps. 16 weeks is a little too far, but like a lot of them will do 12 weeks, 8 weeks, anywhere that.
Time, dude.
Yeah, it takes a while to build strength. So like people will start with like lower weight, but they'll do a lot of reps. And then they'll slowly start decreasing the amount of reps,
But add
as
more weight.
competition gets closer.
Is
and
that
then
how
they'll
that
increase
works?
the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll start increasing the weight. Because for powerlifting, it's like it's a single rep. It's a max out single rep. So it doesn't matter how many reps you can do for like 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 12, whatever. It's like that one single rep. So it's like the closer you can get to meeting the level of your competition, or the closer you can max out your single, then the better you'll be at your competition.
Okay. Do you know who Colin Rhodes is?
I do not. The name sounds familiar, but
he's the guy that has. I don't know if it still stands, but I think he has the, or at least he had the world record for the. I think the most amount of weight benched.
Oh,
he kind of reminds me of Triple H, the wrestler. Kind of looks like him a little bit. But I was watching this video. It's some doctor that like, he's like a massage therapist. I'm not too sure. I'm not familiar with him.
Chiropractor.
Yeah, let me see if I can find his channel. Here it is. It's called Dr. Bo Hightower.
Oh, I know who he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he was doing this crazy like muscle sculpting thing. He like took a nail or like a little metal piece and was like moving this guy's muscles into place so he could like raise his arm all the way up, because he could only raise it halfway. And so he was like doing this body sculpting. That was so cool to watch.
Yeah, it's like that's a common injury, I think, especially with like powerlifters. If you bench a lot, then your shoulders tend to kind of roll forward just because you're constantly using those muscles.
So is it the muscle rolling, or is it like the muscle building and then like where it has built? Does that cause the issue, or it's just the muscle literally rolling forward?
I think it's just the amount of tension that you start pushing, because like a bench press is like you're working your chest, you're working like your triceps and stuff like that. So like if you consistently train those muscles but you don't train your back muscles, you kind of like create like a weird deficiency. So then your shoulders are just kind of like always tensed up. Your muscles in your like chest are so much stronger than your back muscles, so they kind of like pull them forward. So that's why I know a lot of like people online, a lot of coaches will be like work your back while you're also working your when you're benching and stuff like that. So it's you keep it like an even amount of muscle building or muscle growth.
Okay. Yeah, you could in the video you could kind of see. Here I'll send you a link to it. He is pretty fascinating. So like you could tell like the guy's left. What's the, I'm not too. I feel embarrassed now. What's the muscle? It's like above your collarbone going into your shoulder. It's like that neck
Your
muscle
delt?
right there. Is that it? Yeah.
I mean, there's different ones. You have your delt, you have your traps.
It's
You have
the
your
one that's
rhomboid
it
under around
goes
there.
from your neck to your shoulder, and it's like towards the back. It's on the back side.
Oh, your trap? That'd
Yeah.
probably be your trap.
Trap, yeah.
His trap was like a little bit higher than the other side, and then like after the sculpting, they like fixed it, and you could tell it was more even.
Damn.
Yeah, sometimes it has to do with like just how much more you like work on that side, or like maybe this guy has like a just the way he benches. He's like he's on one sided more than the other.
So he
Do you
just
know
has
around
like
where?
let me see.
Well, I can see in the beginning of the video he's like hitting him with like a nail.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Is that
sometimes it
nail
has
or-
to do with like your muscles get stuck.
Is
Like
it
it's-
a nail or is it a chisel?
It's a chisel. That's the word.
Chisel?
Yep.
Oh, I was about to say.
Yeah, but
That's a
like a
nail.
lot of people like get like muscle knots if you're like constantly working out. There's like a whole lot of problems that can show up, and then you have to like some people ignore stretching, like dynamic stretching post or before.
Oh, this is fascinating too. At 352, 351 in there, he's doing like a face muscle fixer thing. I don't know what that tool is. It's like a
Well,
little
yes.
clicker.
Yeah. I think it's just like I don't know what that does. Honestly, like, I have no idea.
In the video, it like fixed his eyes so they were like more open because he had so much
Really?
tension in his forehead. Yeah,
Oh.
I think that's awesome, man. I didn't even know that like you could body sculpt like that and like move muscles around like that. That's so cool.
Yeah, it's just separating them. Just because like once you consistently train, like if you train in the wrong way or the wrong movement, that'll like your muscles will get. I don't know how to say it, but like it'll get like not sticky, but it'll like
Not congested. No.
yeah, and then so they'll like break up the knots.
Mm.
A lot of things you can do. There's like the like cupping. If you ever seen that when they do the people with like big like bruises on their back that look like little circles.
Mm-hmm.
So that's supposed to help with like muscle tension, muscle release.
I was even thinking about going to a chiropractor month.
Really?
I felt like with my body, it's very weird. Like I can't even tell. Like before, I never used to know, but now I could tell that I'm very like off balance and shit. It's like really bad.
Is it in your back or?
Yeah, it's like my upper back and
Dude.
shit.
Same.
It's so bad. Like Jesus, I do a lot of lifting too, so it's like, all right.
I actually I got in a car accident like in 2013 maybe. I don't know. It was a while ago. But I had to go to the chiropractor and like they had me doing all these exercises and stuff, but oh my gosh, like I grew an inch and a half after I went there. It was awesome. Like cuz I messed up my back and then like really bad because when we got rear-ended and we were moving and like we had this metal rod for some reason in the cab, so I was like I you guys can't see what I'm doing, but I like reached my arm back and like my back was all twisted because I was holding something in the back seat.
Yes, Christian, it's like the second podcast where you open your mouth and I see what you are doing, sir.
God damn it.
So
But
Bro.
I understand.
what was the rod happening?
Oh no, I was just holding the rod in the back. I forgot what it was for, but we got rear-ended and like messed up my back because my back was twisted and I was holding that thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a picture on Reddit, an X-ray of a lady's like little femur, or someone's femur. I don't know whose it was, but they put their legs on the dash,
Mm-hmm.
and then they were in a car crash, and
Oh, fuck.
the right
What?
femur was like completely separated from the hip bone.
Oh.
Gosh.
That's what that usually you can get that type of accident if you're on a trampoline. I know about that. That shit fucking hurt.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons why you should never put your feet on the dash.
Ooh, and you see a lot. I see a lot of people, especially like doing road trips and stuff.
Mhm.
A lot of people put their feet on the dash.
It's annoying.
Damn, I know what you mean. Like, especially smelling feet, bruh. Ew, ew. Not it.
Edgar, do you have smelly feet?
Why would I tell you that?
So it's a yes or no question, sir. It's not why would
No.
I tell you that? All right then. That's all you gotta say, bro.
So Edgar, that was my segue.
That was your
God
segue to
damn.
Edgar?
Yeah.
That's the segue to Edgar? Wow.
It's good, huh?
Edgar, you smell like cheese, bro?
No.
Edgar, what's your favorite food?
Let's see. Tacos.
No, Jay, you got the rest of the podcast. Go ahead.
Yeah, let's go, Dre. You can do this, man.
That's wild. You don't need to. I tell you, segue, Christian. You fuck off.
Tacos, bro.
Edgar.
Next
Let
question.
everybody know, like what? Okay, freaking finish. Let me know. Let everyone know like what you trying to do with your life with all this camera shit. Let me know. What's your goal? You know.
I don't even know myself, man.
All right, Edgar, no problem. I already gave you an option. I already said let's.
All I
Not a
know
bad gig, bro.
is I got like 3 lenses, 2 cameras,
What?
and taking pictures is just really nice.
Are you okay if I show some of your pictures in the podcast here?
Okay.
At least for the video.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an enjoyable
Yeah,
hobby, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a nice hobby.
It's like a hobby. Okay, makes sense.
It's just a hobby.
What's your favorite camera to ever use? Or that you've ever used?
I've only had. Well, I own 2. I've used about like 3 DSLRs. One was a Rebel. I don't know what version it was.
Something like
And then-
TD6 or something like that.
TI6 or T6i or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
And I own a Canon 80D, and I got a kit lens of it goes from 18 to 135. I'm gonna have a Sigma 18 to 35. Such a great lens, super sharp. And then my newest camera is a full frame, and the others were crop sensors, which were like smaller. But this full frame camera is so nice because like it's mirrorless as well, so it's like way smaller.
You're
And then
pretty.
I've had like some point and shooters. What?
You're pretty passionate about your clothes, aren't you? About like what clothes you wear and like how you look.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Why have you ever considered like doing like male modeling for like clothing or something?
Nope.
No.
Mm-mm. Too ugly for that.
What's your favorite clothing brand?
Right now, I bought quite a few stuff from a brand called Meta Threads. I got like some joggers, a couple shirts, I bought some jeans and 2 denim jackets from this company called Vitali, and
Mm.
they stopped making clothing and just focused on jewelry. So that's a rare piece of clothes right there.
Mm-hmm.
Most of my shoes are Converse or Adidas. I have like 0 Nikes.
He's your typical photographer guy. Wears Converse and that's it.
What like inspired you to start doing photography? Because a lot of these pictures are like really good. Stuff that you would see in like a
Well, the first DSLR
magazine.
camera that my cousin brought to the beach. Sergio was there. We just started just like shooting with it, and well, was it a beach, right?
Was that the first time? I don't remember.
Yeah, when Eduardo bought the camera.
Don't
He
yeah,
borrowed.
I remember he borrowed a camera, and that's
The
how you
Rooster
guys
Rock?
got into it. Yeah. Oh.
Right.
Oh, West Rooster Rock.
I think is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The place in the
the
Columbia
yeah,
River.
Yeah, that okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
that,
Columbia
that
River. Oh,
yeah,
I thought you
that's
meant
where
like the actual beach, like over by
Mm-mm.
like
That's
by
why
the
I asked
ocean.
if it was a beach or not. But
Oh, yeah, I could consider it a beach. It's on the river.
yeah. So once I tried that, I'm like, this thing is so fun to use, and like the picture quality is so nice. And I really like the feeling of the shutter because it kind of like shakes the camera a little. So every time you take a picture, it just feels nice. But you can take like 1,000 pictures and like over half of them can be just stupid, blurry, too dark or too overexposed, and then you'll get a few accidental shots or unintentional shots that look really great.
Where's like out of all the places you've been to shoot, what's your favorite so far? I'm looking at this picture on the coast. It's on your Instagram. It's the one where like there's a single rock out in the
Cannon Beach.
Yeah,
I love that place.
That's awesome. The 3 pictures you have right there are amazing.
I like hanging on that rock, hanging around on that rock. That area on Cannon Beach. And then Seattle is really nice. I only been there a few times though.
I think my favorite place we went to was the hike we did near Mount Hood.
Oh, that dude. I took a picture there. What's it called? Like Harry and what?
I don't remember. It's like
Harry and
it's like Harry and John or something. David maybe.
I'm wondering where half of this shit is.
It's near Mount Hood. It's near Mount Hood, which is like one of the only like.
Is it a trail?
Yeah, it's a trail. It's
Is it like
right
one of
next to
those trails?
It's
so
Tom, Dick, and Harry Mountain hike.
That's what it is. Yeah.
So
what a name!
Is it one of those trails that just kind of break off, like when you're going up the road to the mountain? It's just like you park on the side of the road, or there's a little parking lot.
They built a parking lot recently, but they have it's right next to Ski Bowl. They have like a booth there at the beginning. They have like a guide there that'll tell you like how the trail is, the elevation and stuff like that.
It's like a 7-mile round trip hike, and you can stop at Mirror Lake, or you keep going to like the very top, and then you can take a awesome picture of that mountain, and just chill there. And I took a couple pictures there, and my favorite picture is there, and I actually like printed a huge, I don't even know what size it is, but it's huge, and I have it hanging in my wall because I liked it so much.
Did you take any? Oh, you did. That Tesla trip that you and Sergio went on. How was that? Did you get any more pictures? I only see. Oh wait, yeah. There's a.
I took some pictures out, put them in my archive.
Oh, I see.
Like, I didn't want to have them on there.
I didn't know this about Instagram, but like apparently when you click on a picture, there's like an arrow on the picture, and then you click that, and there's like more pictures within that picture.
Yeah, there's more pictures on the right. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
So that trip was our first like Tesla group trip or something like that.
The big one, the one we went to like the
Yeah, it
winery
looks
and
like the
all
We
that
went
stuff.
to like
caravan.
many places and whatever.
Yeah, what was that bridge called? God's Bridge or something? What was it?
Bridge of the Gods.
Yeah, Bridge of the Gods. That was
The
a
toll
cool
bridge.
drive.
Is it still a toll
Yeah.
bridge?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like
But I
couple
think when
bucks
we
or
went, it was
something.
like free, right?
I
Oh
don't
no,
remember.
someone else paid.
Yeah, like people in front of us.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yes. So with that, we went to like a winery, like a private zoo.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
It's
we
like
went
one
to
of those drive ones that you drive your car through.
and then we went to Rowena Crest.
That's a cool place.
That place was really nice.
You see a lot of pictures on Instagram about that place because the road's like you can see straight down. It's like super high up, and it's like the road like kind of curves up, and it makes like a cool like. It's like a really cool curve that that a lot of people take pictures of, and I think in the springtime there's a lot of flowers there as well.
Oh, and at that time too, the Tesla Model 3 was just recently released, so there was only like 2 or 3 of us, Model 3s.
Yeah, there's only like 2 of us, maybe.
Yeah, like
3?
2. Actually, it was 2. It was 2. It was yours and a blue one. I'm
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at
yeah.
the pictures,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
rest were either just Model S's and like 2 or 3 Model X's.
yeah, it was a lot of Model S. I thought there'd be more Model X's, but it was only like a lot of Model S.
Yeah, and me and Sergio were like the only like
We were the
young
youngest
adults
people there.
Yeah,
We were the youngest people there besides the one guy, the other Model 3 guy owner who he brought his daughter, and she was like 12. So she was like the youngest one there, but the one that people are actually driving, it was me and Edgar were the youngest ones there. So, but nowadays it's like we haven't gone to one recently, but I'm sure we've been to one like I don't even know how long ago, like months ago. But there's more Model 3s and it's a lot more younger people.
Yeah.
Just because the Model 3 is more economical, so it's people are able to afford to buy it now.
and it's such a nice car too.
So what's the difference between the Model Y and the Model 3?
It's
Just a bigger car.
bigger car, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
more of like
you can they want to make it like a 7-seater, and that's an option you can choose. But like the back space,
it's
for
like any
that-
other like compact SUV
Yeah.
or any SUV that has like a third
you don't
row
want to
and
fit
it's
an
tiny.
adult in the back, the very back.
So it's gonna have 3 rows, or is it just it's gonna be wider and like have like?
No, it's gonna be like the same,
I mean,
but with like 3 rows.
it's a bigger car for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, in
It's a
height.
Yeah, it's a hatchback. It's wider, I think.
So is it like a
so-
3-door, or I mean a 6-door car then, or is it?
No, it's a 4-door, just like the model. Just imagine the Model 3, slightly taller,
With
maybe a
seats in
little
the back?
wider. Yeah, and then
Maybe a
yeah,
little
it's
bit
gonna have,
longer.
like the middle, and then so the Model 3 has like giant trunk space, and they're just gonna remove a little bit of that to put the extra 3 seats in the back.
I'm pretty sure, but they also like made it like taller, like especially in
Yeah.
the back.
So like, yeah,
It's a
only
bigger-
kids would really fit back there.
It's a bigger car. It's like in between a Model 3 and like say like a Model X. Like if they like combine the 2 cars, that's what a Model Y is.
I mean, you can go to the Tesla website and look at
Because the
pictures of
front
it.
looks like a Model 3, but the back
look at
looks like a Model
comparison.
X.
Videos or pictures, and you'll see the differences.
So they're trying to make like a I don't want to say a minivan, but it's essentially kind of like a minivan or like a compact SUV type of deal. No, they're making it bigger because like the Model 3 is like a sedan, like almost a compact sedan. It's a tiny car. And the Model S is like a full size sedan. The Model X is like a full size SUV, and then the Model Y can like probably like a compact SUV.
Okay.
So if you're trying to compare
how
it to
about
other
like
cars.
travel time? Is it like the same? I mean, not.
Oh, you mean like
travel time,
distance?
but I guess the
The
battery,
range.
the range, yeah.
The range.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
it's
they all
about the
different.
same.
The Model 3 at the time had the most range of like 325, depending on which model you get.
It was 315 when it first came out,
Yeah.
and then it was
yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
and
they
then
had
it
like
goes
a
over
upgrade. Yeah,
So
software update.
315 was like the highest. Like no car reached 300. At least no Tesla reached 300.
Yeah, they're all like
um,
280, 260.
Mm-hmm. The
270
Model
maybe.
X had the lowest range, and then once you add like performance, you get less range because I don't know, more powers
Bigger battery,
and
bigger
and
motor, stuff like
also the Model 3. If you ordered the rear wheel drive version, you get more range because it's only powering one motor, but they pretty much get very similar range. Right, if you get all wheel drive or rear wheel drive.
that. Yeah, they've upgraded the Model S's one, so now the Model S
Oh,
is
yeah.
like
The
300
Model
something,
X, 340. No,
Yeah.
yeah, 340.
somewhere around there.
So that's like more than the Model 3 now, but
my
it's
gosh.
still
But
nice.
it's all EPA ratings, so it's like it's super difficult to get anywhere near that. Like my car is rated like 325, the Model 3, but even then, I feel like I could only get like 280, 290 maybe. But I've never like driven it from like 100 to 0 ever, because
You've been
they're not
close.
recommended to do that. We got close for sure, but it's like a lot of the times just like the weather, like running the heat on or the AC on can like directly impact your battery percentage or your
Also hills.
hills. But the good thing about that car is like they've also like through software updates they've made it the regenerative braking, you can like drive with one pedal like forever if you want to. Like if you time it right, you can accelerate and then you take your foot off and then you have regenerative braking, and then you can just let it stop by itself, and then once it reaches 0 miles per hour, it'll activate the brake hold, so then you don't even have to put your foot on the brake. So you
Pretty
do all your
nice.
city drivings with like one pedal. You'll never have to touch the brake pedal if you time it correctly.
Wow. But you have to time it correctly for that to work.
Yeah, you
right?
have to time it correctly.
So it's kind of risky.
It's not risky. I wouldn't say it's risky.
It's pretty strong, so you'll like as soon as you let go, it like really slows down.
yeah,
really fast.
you learn you adapt to it, because it took me a while to like figure out regenerative braking. Like I'll let my dad drive the car once in a while, and since he's not used to the regenerative braking, like a lot of people, like you'll coast and then like a automatic car, you'll like reach like 45 or something or 35 depending on like the the speed limit, and then you'll just like let the car coast for a while and then accelerate again, let it coast, like so it's keep whatever your speed. But you can't really do that with a
Tesla.
with a Tesla that has regenerative braking active, because you'll let go of the pedal slightly and the car will activate regenerative braking, and then like my dad would like let go of the gas pedal completely or the acceleration pedal, and the car will like almost come to a halt and like shake you because the regenerative braking is so strong.
Speaking of Teslas, I saw when I was at work a couple days ago, I saw the Elon's Tesla, he shot up into space. They said,
Yeah.
I forgot what year it is, but I'm looking for it right now. They said it will
Roadster?
be the Roadster, that it will be closest to Earth in I think it was this article 2091 or something. If there's that's when it will be the closest to Earth, and then people were saying that would be like a good time to like go up and collect it if it's still obviously floating around.
I mean, what would be the point, right? Because
Yeah.
it's like out in space, in the vacuum of space. It's like it's probably not gonna work anymore.
Do you think that it's all like scratched up and like maybe has like dents in it?
It could if
because, like,
something hits it, or if nothing hits it at all. Like it could be.
I mean,
completely
where is it
clean.
floating? Is it floating like in
It's
the
orbiting the sun.
orbiting the sun?
Yeah.
What?
That's what
Orbiting
I
the
read. Yeah, that it was orbiting
the sun like our planet, or like really close to it.
Here, let me scroll down to this.
Because
If it's close to the sun,
if
wouldn't
it was
like,
closer than the Earth, then like
well,
wouldn't it just melt?
they said it was by Mars, right? Like when I read the article.
Isn't that farther away than us?
It is.
Yeah.
How would it orbit the sun? I don't know. Like if it would, I mean, there's so much space debris. Like even like around the Earth's orbit, there's so much trash out there. Like I think there's like a website you can look up like how much trash we have floating out in space, and how much of it like comes down to Earth and just burns in the atmosphere and re-entry, and it'll just come like hardly do any damage to anyone. But we have so much space trash orbiting us, we just don't ever realize it.
You can't really see it.
Nope. But it's like,
Yeah,
it's
it
so much.
says around the sun. I'm on this whereisroadster.com. It's a live tracker.
And
It says the car has exceeded its 36,000 mile warranty 28,531.2 times. Holy shit. While driving around the sun,
That's a funny stat.
moving at a speed of 49,431 miles an hour.
Bitch, what?
And the orbital period is about 557 days, apparently.
I don't know.
And it's consumed 126,000 gallons of fuel. Oh my gosh. If it was
here we
using
go.
fuel.
Here, look at this website. I'm about to link it. It shows you how much trash is floating around our Earth. So, like, if it was floating around us,
Whoa, this is neato.
then you could see just how much trash we have.
God damn.
See what's not trash and what is trash.
So is
Some of
it
it's, like,
color
satellite
coded
stuff.
or?
I think it is.
Yes.
You can click on it.
Wait, all of these fucking dots have labels. Oh
Yeah, we
my
have computers to
Whoa.
track them.
god damn.
Oh my god.
That's
this
all
is a
tracked?
lot, dude.
Holy shit, man.
How? This is a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about just how much we ignore.
See, we got all that trash out there, and we have even more on Earth.
And I think one of our issues is like if we want to go out to space and stuff and do things like that, is we have to figure out how to like
Clean it up.
clean up our trash in space, just floating around
Gotta
above
make
us.
Space garbage trucks. Hello.
We like episode of Futurama.
They could maybe make like a
Yeah,
space
bro,
vacuum
yeah.
cleaner. But it'd
But
need
there's
to be
no-
Put a
fucking
black hole.
huge.
It's in space. There's no air around us.
No, they would have to like simulate a vacuum somehow.
This is crazy.
It'd have to be like a giant machine, I'm sure, and it'd take them a long time.
I mean, I'm sure there's like if we ever do become with like advance in our like space technology, I'm sure we'd come up with a way to like pick up all this trash.
Yeah. Not in our
Oh,
lifetime,
that's
that's for sure.
I mean, it can be, and like
Oh,
there's like the
man.
whole idea of the singularity, and like there could be a point in technology wise where we just increase so fast that it's like we can't ever catch up with it anymore.
Been really
Out of
into
my
Star
house.
Trek this year, and or I guess last year too, and I thought it was always fascinating. In Next Generation, they say that like humanity has evolved past the point of even needing money, so like they just focus on like finding jobs and do things that like benefit them and make them like further their development as a person and as a race.
Yeah, I think I feel like that should be the goal, is like finding a way to like no longer need like work. Like I think it's like fulfillment or something like that. Well, like I think that's like a sign of like an advanced society, is that we no longer have to work to like feed ourselves or do this other stuff, and we can focus on like the mental and the psychological and like becoming better as a species and focusing on stuff like that.
Wow. That is a shitload of debris. Like, how in the world did they get all this crap out there?
I mean, sure, a lot of it's probably satellites, payloads, like stuff we sent up for NASA, stuff like that.
Yeah, lots of rocket bodies.
A lot of rocket stuff.
Yo, tell NASA to clean their shit up then. Go to the base.
I don't think it's all NASA.
It's gonna be Trump's Space Force.
Did you watch his State of the Union?
I did not, but I saw the memes of Nancy Pelosi breaking the
Dude, she
script
got
or whatever.
shredded.
I saw videos.
But I didn't want to like get into politics, but they at that State of the Union, they actually Trump brought in one of the old Tuskegee airmen. Did I say that right? Tuskegee? Like the last survivor of the first African American fighter pilots in World War II.
Oh wow.
And his grandson was there, the fighter pilot's grandson, and he's actually like wanting to be in the Space Force, and so they're gonna like try to set that up for him. He's young right now, but when he
Oh, I was
becomes of
gonna say, like,
age,
is he like? Is
no,
he, like, near,
he's I think he was like 12, 13. I don't
Oh.
remember how old he was.
Wow.
Oh.
Maybe
Very young.
older,
Yeah,
maybe
very young.
14, middle school age.
I mean, there was like that whole company that was like trying to send people to Mars to die. Like, they're like, we're gonna send you out there, you're gonna create a colony, but we may never get to you again or whatever.
I think
There's, like,
it's silly that they're like trying to go to Mars. I mean, yeah, I'm for it. I'm way for it because I'm a nerd. But I think it's silly that they're trying to go to Mars and like, they're not. It's not gonna do well. I mean, like the radiation levels out there. I mean, even just sitting in space for a long time, and then we don't have a cure to cancer yet.
I mean, we're not really meant to go to space, but we want to.
Yeah.
It's like we've evolved to live on this planet. We haven't evolved to like live anywhere else. It's like we can't take the radiation from the sun out there. There's no atmosphere to protect us. There's nothing out there.
We need to
We can't
find a
breathe
cure
out there.
for
There's
those.
no air.
And they were saying to like they want to terraform Mars by melting those ice caps. Have you seen that?
I have not, but
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was
it's-
something Elon wanted to do.
I mean, it's an idea.
All you gotta say is Elon's a savage. You wanna do
Elon's a
anything.
genius.
He is. He's
Sometimes.
like,
Yeah, but
I want to hear his EDM song.
It's
Oh,
on
and it-
YouTube.
he has an EDM song.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube.
Stop.
He's got to come out his own mixtape.
I might have to listen to that.
It's all
Fire
fire,
mixtape.
fire tape, bro.
Yo,
Yeah,
high
it's
key,
fun.
he might make an album called Tesla Reformed. High key?
He'd call it the. What would he call it?
You should
I don't know.
record the sounds that a Tesla makes
Mm.
and just make that into a song.
You should
Like,
record
oh, he
the-
should partner up with what's his name?
Andrew
Andrew Huang.
Huang. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy to see him like do like a video like that where they just record random Tesla sounds.
I think what was it like when you switch, like when you go in reverse or forward, the sound that it makes outside.
Like, there's a sound outside.
Yeah.
I don't think
Or-
I've ever heard it.
Or is it when you like, I don't know, when you get out of park? I think
Like the bell sound.
a bell sound. I don't think so. No, it's not that. It's outside. I think I've only heard it on like the S, but I think the 3 does it too.
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't even know there was a sound it made.
Yeah.
I own the car. I don't even know.
it makes a sound.
Huh.
It goes "Zzz," or something like that.
Oh, I have no idea. Yeah.
Or it goes. "Wee."
Yeah, I
Kinda
remember
like,
that. I remember that one time we were in the downtown Gresham or whatever, and that old couple was like, "Oh wow, your car doesn't make any noise." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Is it electric?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's very quiet."
I just thought
Or
of
that
a dumb idea.
So-
So you know how we're talking about trying to figure out ways like how they would clean up the garbage. Well, do you think? I mean, I don't know. It'd probably be bad for the environment, but like having the garbage just enter the atmosphere and burn up.
I mean, a lot of it does. I think a lot of it does come in at one point or another if it gets close enough. And it does like burn up, and then I don't think it even hits the earth. It just literally just disintegrates into nothing. So I'm sure a lot of it does. It'll just take time. Like maybe once like we're long gone and like the human civilization ceases to exist,
Mm-hmm.
it'll probably crash in. Burn up.
Do you think we'll destroy Earth?
Dr. Stone.
Yep.
Like like in sci-fi movies, you see like the Earth is just brown.
Oh, you said do you think we'll
Wall-E.
destroy our planet?
Yeah. Do you think like we'll be the undoing of Earth,
I don't know. That's
or do you
mean-
think Earth would be the undoing of us?
Yes.
A little bit of both.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that whole like the mega volcano or whatever it's called, and like
That's the one
Yosemite.
in like Yosemite.
Yeah, like it'd go off and it would cover us and kill like literally everyone. So it's like I think we
Underground bunkers.
like not even that. It's like
We'd be screwed.
yeah, we would be screwed. Or like here they have like that big earthquake or whatever it's called that's gonna happen in like the
The
next
big
50
one.
years. The big one.
They've been saying that for a long time though, but
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't know how to estimate it, right? It's like it's gonna be in like the next whatever. It may or may not be in our lifetimes. We don't know.
mhm.
I know that
Mhm.
LA is supposed to
Or
be
it could happen and then it's not as big as we thought it would be.
Yeah, just because our accuracy isn't. the
How would
best,
they
I guess.
determine if it happened or not though? Like what if it is what Edgar just said and it's like something not necessarily like super severe, but it's something, but I mean, how would they determine if that was the earthquake or not?
Well,
I
it would have to
no
be
idea.
bigger than anything we've encountered.
I don't know. I don't know how they even like
I'd probably have to shake like
they.
every
I think there was
country.
like I read an article not too long ago.
I don't know.
Or I saw the title for it. They were like, the last big one was like 300 years ago or something like that.
What?
Yeah.
It's not even that long ago.
I mean, for us, it's like
For us, yeah. But
several
like,
generations, but on the Earth scale, it's like it's whenever. It's just like a second ago.
yeah.
But for us, it's like 300 years ago. It's like 2 or 3 generations, maybe more, 4, 5, 6.
So we're getting close to conclusion time, but typically what we do like a scenario based question. Did you do the last one, Jay?
What?
Like the questions we always ask at the end, like there was the zombie apocalypse, I think.
I did. Yeah, I did the last one.
All right. So since we're on the topic of space, we'll start with Edgar here. On your you're selected to go colonize Mars. Did you say no?
Oh no.
How would you let's see. I can make this
Who
interesting.
you fucking? Let me know. How you spreading your eagles? Let me know.
What? Okay, so it's you. What 3 people would you bring with you? And what would be your goal like when you've landed in yeah, there's like right when you touch ground, you get out of your spaceship. What's your goal? But what are the 3 people you're bringing and what's your goals?
Well, the people that'll bring, I can't
need
think
a
of
female.
anybody.
It could be literally
know.
anybody.
You need a female, not all male.
I would have to do a lot of research for that. But if I was to make a decision now,
Let's just assume they're all smart, depending, like no matter who they are.
Oh no.
damn.
Ariana Grande.
No.
Bring yourself a harem.
A what? Oh my gosh.
Yo,
Yes.
you take that back, sir.
Yes, sir.
All females.
All females.
That's fine. That's what I expected.
No, I don't know. Bring my homeboy Elon.
I said, let me bring Elon. Okay,
All right, you know what? Fuck it. I have a better question.
I'd bring a comedian and a woman.
Let me hear this other question. Fuck it.
This other question, since we're still on the topic of space, what comedian would you bring, by the way?
Oh
Ooh.
no.
Damn, there's too many. Sorry.
There it is.
Dude, I bring my
Dave
boy
Chappelle,
Joe Rogan.
high-key.
Joe Rogan. Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
Bring Dave Chappelle, high key.
High key Dave Chappelle would be like,
Fuck we at?
All right, so have you ever had either a paranormal experience in your life, or have you ever had an extraterrestrial moment in your life?
It's like a whole other topic.
It is.
I think I have a good response to that.
What is this, Sergio? Let me know.
So my grandma's house in Mexico. So she lives in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, farmlands. It's like cornfields for fucking ever, and the power goes out like all the time. And I have like a distinct memory. Like I don't know if it was ever a dream or if it was like I actually like witnessed it, but I always there's like some power cables that are like outside the window of the room that I was staying at. It was like a huge storm. The power went out, and I thought I saw like a flying like motorcycle like following the power cables.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was, and I think I saw a person on it. I
Was
have
there
no
lights?
idea. Yeah, just like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like the weirdest memory that I have as a kid.
So
'Cause I was like-
so you were hallucinating.
I mean, maybe.
That's
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was like-
crazy though. If that, bro, that would scare the shit out of me. Not gonna lie.
It did for me
Kid.
too. It's like I don't remember. I remember being scared, but I don't remember what happened before or after that. I just have that memory of like waking up in the middle of the night. It's like storming out. And like in Mexico when it storms hard. So it's like raining hard. It was like lightning too.
Damn.
It was like a lightning
Is
storm.
it like tsunami hard or?
No.
It's just like really strong.
Was
Just like
it
it's
like was there
pouring
like
down hard.
zapping from the
It could
the power
flood.
lines, or was there? You just saw this
Maybe?
thing moving on it. That's
Yeah,
weird,
I just saw
man.
like this weird thing just like gliding on the cables.
Are you sure it wasn't Tony Hawk Pro Skater grinding on the? Like, you know,
I mean, maybe. Maybe that's what my mind came up with.
Who knows, bro? Honestly, that's very scary as shit. High key.
Yeah, like I remember there was we would have to like light a single candle and we put it in the middle of the room so we'd have light, so it'd be pitch black because there's like no electricity anywhere.
I can't do that farm shit, bro. Fuck. That shit,
It's-
especially with a tall fucking cornfield. Hell nah.
Yeah,
I'll be
and
stuck
like
in there. I'll be like, Grandma, where am I at?
What about
Creepers.
Edgar? Do you got one?
Well, this wasn't scary, but it was like really weird because let's see, I was in like, so this house has a garage, but no garage door. It's really weird. And I was just in there with like, what was it, like 4 or 5 other people, and some of them were watching TV, and then others were actually, I think we were all watching TV. There was like 3 people on a couch and a sofa, and it was like a nice sunny day. Our windows were open, and I saw this shadow, like just, it looked like somebody was walking by, but when I turned, there was nobody there, and it was like nice and slow, and it had like a figure of like a person, and somebody else saw it too. So I turned around and asked everybody, like, did you guys see that? And only one other person saw it, but it was like really weird because there was nobody around the house, because I just like ran out and looked. I was like, what the hell was that? It couldn't have been a bird, because I don't know, birds are small, and that shadow was huge. It looked like a person walking across like the windows, and the windows are huge too. But my peripheral vision did not see the windows. It only saw the shadow on my left, and the windows were on my right.
Oh my gosh.
that reminds me of my sleep paralysis dreams that I have from time to time.
Oh, dude, I had my first one too. I told you about it already.
What about you,
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, I got one. From the workplace I work at right now, it's like it's a casino slash horse racetrack. The horse racetrack's been there for, I would say, about 50 plus years now. The building, super old building, and throughout the years, people have died there as some casinos, some racetracks have that backstory about how people died there, commit suicide or whatever. Yeah. But there's been a lot of cases at this place that I work at. It's crazy. And so since I am a heavy duty cleaner, I'm pretty much the person who goes around the entire building and pretty much cleans and does whatever I have to do. And so there was a night where it was like storming outside, and I was on the 5th floor. And usually the 5th floor is a floor that nobody really goes on that much. And so I'm up there, I'm just chilling because again, I'm just there. You know, I'm bored. I had nothing to do. I was on break, so I was like, all right, let me chill. All of a sudden, the door that I'm like, the room I'm in is like a huge room where usually a lot of events goes on during the day, and the door like just closed off random. Honestly, I don't really believe in ghosts that much, honestly, because it never really happened to me at all. But just so odd. So I go and I go look and see what's going on. Of course, nothing's there. Nothing happened. So I was like, all right, let me go back. And then outside the window, I just see like it's just like foggy everywhere, right? And like I don't know what's going on, but like I just the area of like the parking lot just was empty. It was empty for no reason. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And so I don't know what was going on with my head. I don't know what type of drugs I took. Probably took hella drugs, not gonna lie. No, I'm just kidding. But
You're kidding me.
I don't know. It just like it was just very odd. Like I looked outside and it just was hella foggy. It felt like a ghost town. Yeah, that was like the only sort of experience I had. I don't know. It was very odd. It's the only experience I've had with, I guess, ghosts supposedly. I don't know. How about you, Christian? Shit didn't really make sense.
I really, really want to experience like an extraterrestrial something. I don't know. That'd
Extraterrestrial what?
just see like something in the sky. Just like, what the fuck is that?
Oh, like a
so
UFO or
natural.
something?
Yeah, yeah. So I want to experience something like that, but I don't have. What's up?
Oh, I was gonna say like Joe Rogan interviewed somebody that I think was in the Marines. No. I don't know. He flew jets basically.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he would do this one thing with his jet that would like it would be pitch black. He would go like near the desert, or they would fly by the desert, and it'd be like really dark, and there'd be people there trying to catch aliens or see aliens, whatever, and they would do something with like their engine. I don't know what you would call it, but it would make a really bright light,
Mm-hmm.
and people would think that was aliens or whatever, and people would record it, and he'd be like, "That was me."
What a troll!
I'll be mad. I'll be
Yeah.
very
So these
mad.
guys troll people.
That's funny.
That's kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie.
Like I would like something like that would be kind of lame. Like I'd actually want to see like a definitive shape or something,
Mm-hmm.
But I used to sleepwalk a lot when I was a kid, and there was a time in my life where I was living with my grandparents, and my uncle was there, and it was like 3 a.m, and he was sleeping on the couch, and I don't remember any of this, but I was like talking to him, and like he said that I walked in the house from outside, and I was probably like 8 or something like that, and I don't remember exactly because I wasn't awake, but he was just telling me that I like was talking to him, and then I went in the bathroom and like was crying and like was talking about like some person, and
So you're
then
possessed.
I don't know, and then he said I just sat on the couch and just like kind of like looked around the room for like a minute, and then went back in my bed after like crying and stuff. It was really awkward.
Odd.
Yeah.
How did you feel waking up?
When he told me that, I just remember feeling really, really weirded out, and that was like the first time someone ever told me that I sleptwalk, and then I've had other cases of like that happening too. I don't know about recently. But I know when I was younger, I used to sleepwalk a lot.
Yeah.
I even my parents caught me peeing out the window.
Whoa.
Yeah.
At least you weren't like peeing in the oven or anything. It's
Well,
just out
the
window.
window was closed though.
So you're
So-
peeing
I
out
think
the
what you
window.
do.
Yeah.
So you're telling me your pee reflected onto your pants? Or
No,
onto you?
no. So a long time ago, I used to like have this bedroom attic. Or my bedroom was in the attic, and then we had two windows, one on each side. And then I just apparently sleptwalk over to the opposite side window and started peeing, but the window
Like the
was
brain knew
pretty.
that it was like you could pee there because it was like outside.
Apparently,
it was
yeah.
outside, but it's like the window was closed.
Yeah, and it like got all over inside the window, and it dripped on the wall, and then like apparently it was like on a towel. It didn't get on the floor, which was good. But yeah, anyways.
But it got on the wall, which is better.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild, honestly. Jesus.
You know that thing where you can wake up somebody and then tell them something and then they won't remember the next morning? Do you know
Well,
what?
like they're not fully awake.
Yeah. That's probably something that Christian's just been doing. But he's so tired that he just
Doesn't remember.
goes back to sleep. Yeah, and can't remember.
Yeah.
But he does so much in that time.
I mean, sleepwalking is a real thing.
He's a heavy
so-
sleeper.
Yeah,
I am. Like people can't wake me up. I don't even wake up from my alarm, and I have to set 14 alarms.
Bro.
And I've realized that I have to start changing the ringtones, otherwise, like my brain just tunes them out. I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Something's
I don't
wrong
think
with me.
I don't think I've ever.
Yeah, you need to
Experience
go
that.
to the sleep doctor.
Yeah,
My
I
mom
should.
did
I should.
a few years ago. Pretty useful.
Yeah, I've done a sleep study before.
How'd
Oh.
it turn out?
It turned out it was fine. I had trouble sleeping at one point when I was younger. And they're like, oh, maybe it's sleep apnea. So like I went through the whole process, and then I like I had to do the sleep study. I did the sleep apnea machine or whatever. But then they're like, oh no, it looks like you're fine. You're not choking in your sleep. You're fine.
Damn.
I feel that.
What were you gonna say?
Essentially, that's what happens, right? Because you're
That's what snoring is.
yeah, you're snoring.
Yeah.
I honestly forgot already.
Well, it's that time. If you guys have anything you want to like promote or plug, Sergio,
No, I'm good, dude.
Edgar.
Nine.
No, not your Instagram.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll promote it.
Instagram is just a
don't worry.
hobby. It's not
I'll put
like
I'll put it in the description. All the
Okay.
bullshit. Nah,
Yeah. Thanks for coming out, and sorry I totally forgot earlier. It's my bad.
yeah, I'm fucking
It's
tired.
no worries.
I'm just
I knew you were
happy-
asleep. It was cool.
Yeah, I'm just happy we got to do it. It's fun. Did you guys enjoy yourselves?
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I was super unprepared. Next time I'll set my alarms. I forgot. Anyways, yeah, thanks for watching or listening. Tara corrected me on that, by the way.
Yo, I talked to him earlier about that, and I was like,
It's a natural thing because, like, I used to do YouTube videos, so it's just like
yeah.
ingrained.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah,
Thanks for
next
watching,
week
guys.
we will have a friend named Matt who's working on. We were supposed to have him this week, but we had to move some stuff around. So he'll be talking about his movie he's working on, and then yeah, have yourselves a good day, good night, whatever.
Hasta la pasta.
See ya.